This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Rachel Mullins, host of #NoFilterFriday here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my new show, #NoFilterFriday, where we talk about all of the sexual misconduct allegations swirling around Hollywood. A new show drops every Friday at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of #NoFilterFriday. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Pals.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Jess.
And welcome back to one more episode of Crowned and Dangerous!
Yay! You said like one more, like this is our last one. One more episode.
One more, like we just keep coming back like a zit. Can't get rid of us. Or like hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids, yeah, those come back.
I actually don't know what a hemorrhoid is, but I heard that people who have them get flare-ups.
There was someone, okay, hemorrhoids. Let's kick this one off with
what's
some hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoid cream?
Hemorrhoid cream goes on your butt.
In your butt?
I think it can.
Oh my God.
Hemorrhoids are like when it's like a hernia, basically, but in your butt.
I feel like people who are listening to this right now are losing brain cells. I'm sorry. This is what happens when I just told Jessica, I'm like, let's just jump into the podcast, really just, kind of out there. And that led to this.
It's a weeknight. It's been a long week.
Okay, we can't say that anymore. We can't. Every week we're like, it's been a really long week.
And it's the beginning of the week.
Yeah. You know what? We got it. Fun. It's energetic here. Morale is high.
You're welcome.
We're actually going to do a 20-minute episode today.
Yep. Short and sweet.
Yes.
Short and sweet.
Exactly. Our last episode was with Elise O'Connell. You can check that out on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on iHeartRadio.
All of the above.
All of the above. So make sure to check that out, as well as our other episodes that are very fun and heated and very candid.
Just a good time. We also wanted to head into this podcast by giving a shout out to Squadcast.
Yay!
Because
we're sponsored.
So squadcast.fm is who we record through, basically. So that's exciting. We use Squadcast to record every single episode. It makes it easy for us to plug in a microphone, just hit record, and easily download all of our content all in one place. So when we have guests come on with us, like Elise last week, Squadcast lets us just send an email link so that she could join really easily and they can chat along with us, and there's no hassle at all.
Right. So we are not tech savvy. So recording with Squadcast has made this whole thing possible. We've gotten messages from friends who are really interested in podcasting as well. So guess what? It's your lucky day. If you want 50% off, again, half off, 50% off your first month on Squadcast, use our code WORLDPEACE, one word, World Peace, at the checkout. Go. Yay. Happy podcasting, friends.
Happy podcasting. Pick a topic and roll with it.
Exactly. Just ramble like we do.
You're welcome.
So, this episode, we are talking about life after the crown. What is it like being done with Miss America? Also, we have some questions that we got slippery into our DMs. Some slippery messages. I don't like the word slippery. I don't like the word gentle.
Gentle creeps me out.
Like gentle lotion.
Ew.
Like, is there not gentle lotion or like gentle baby something?
I feel like abrasive lotion is not lotion.
It's a scrub.
It's a scrub. It's an exfoliant. Nice. Anyway, yeah. How has life been for you, Maddie? After MAO, after college, how have things been?
It has been good. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of a loaded question, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like, life after Miss America, I've enjoyed it. I enjoy not having... I've just enjoyed having a break, honestly. Yeah. I think, too, with the title that I last had, you have to just go to so many events, mm-hmm. which is super fun. But at the end of the year, you just feel a little bit burnt out. It's draining.
Yeah.
There's nothing really quite like Oktoberfest, honestly. And I miss Oktoberfest so much, but I also like being in my new phase and chapter of my life. It was time for me to leave. I don't want to be, I don't want to hang on forever. It's like those people who like play high school sports and they like might have been like the cool player in high school, like they're D10 high school, and they like they never be quiet, like they never shut up talking about it. It's like that to me. It's like just like cringy and embarrassing if like you're just reliving the glory days like constantly. So I'm enjoying it so far. Of course there's aspects that I miss, but I think if I went, we were talking about this last night, I'm like, if I feel like, and we kind of agree, if we went back to it, we'd feel like we're almost taking a step back just because like we moved on from it so much.
Yeah. And I feel like we've talked about this so many times too before, like you just know when you're ready to be done. And you just have this period of your life where you're like, okay, time to close this chapter, time to open a new one. So I think we both really feel that way. And again, I mean, if we competed again, I just would feel so out of my element. I feel like it wouldn't be the right thing for me to do.
I feel old.
Yeah.
And not like I'm old, I'm 22, but like I would just feel like, and it's just so different too, because the years I've competed are so different. Like my very first year when I competed at state, all of the girls, like there's a ton of them aging out. So they're all 24 years old, 23, 24, no, 24. There was like 12 or 13 of them who had previously made top 10. Like, to me, that was just like the epitome, and like the caliber was so intense back then.
Yeah.
And I was like the new person. I was the rookie that year. So then like fast forward to my fourth year, I just felt so mature. I think there's a difference too. My dad would always talk about this, how he's like, your first year, like you don't really know what you're doing, but then like as you get older, like you look more polished, you look like you've been there before. And you just
start to learn to know what works for you.
Right, exactly. And I think it's good to get out of the program on a high note.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's how I felt this past year too. Like I feel like ended on a good note. I don't feel the need to redeem myself. I don't know. Just feeling good.
Yeah, I think it's
ready to start a new chapter.
Right. Get out of that D10 high school mentality. D10.
I sometimes felt that way because my sophomore year of college, I went back to my high school and coached cheer and dance. And part of me, like, I really loved it because there was like this mentorship aspect of it, and it was fun and it was a job, so I was making money. But I also felt like I was like, oh, I opened up the yearbook again, and I shouldn't.
Right.
But I don't know. You just know when you're ready to be done with something.
Yeah.
And close that chapter. So yeah, I mean, same for me. I've just been ready to start this new part, I guess. And for so long, honestly, since like the middle of college, I'm like, I'm ready to start my career.
Right.
So I've been looking forward to this part of my life for so long. And now that it's finally happening, I don't know. Part of it's like, it's not all that what it's cracked up to be, I guess. I mean, I feel like I've been looking forward to like, oh, finally having a job and working full time and stuff for a while. But I don't know. There are good parts and there are not so good parts. But overall, it's nice to just start something new, fun, fresh, flirty.
And I think it sort of also forces you to find a new identity. I think that, and that's something you don't realize, I think, until you are done. But, and I won't say it's hiding, but the word I'm going to use is hiding. Like you kind of hide behind the crown and a little bit. Like it's like it's your buffer.
That's almost who you are.
It's what you use to get into volunteer with organizations. It's like if people say, "Tell me about yourself," that's what you talk about. Whereas when you're out of it, it kind of forces you to look inwardly more and think, "Who am I now without this crown, without this sash, without this title, without this contract that I'm locked into?" Who am I now? And how am I going to get from step A to step B? And how am I going to keep improving? Because it's not the end goal. Miss America is never an end goal. Even people who win Miss America, they still move on with their lives.
It's still a stepping stone,
Right. And they always say, if being Miss America or Miss whoever is the best year of your entire life, like that's really sad.
Yeah, because there's always something better,
right? Like and if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward.
True that. Yeah, I know. I just lost my train of thought, but we're going to roll with it. But I feel like, I don't know, since being done and like since taking all like the spray tan off, taking the glitter away, like, I don't know, it's weird. And we've talked about this before too. It's like, what's my purpose now? Because for so long, like for a large chunk of our lives, like for you, it was what, like 5 years? 4 years?
4 titles.
4 titles, but you competed for 4 years, or was it 5 years?
It's kind of a weird area. I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't know. I only want to say competed 5 years because I did one pageant that year,
Okay.
and it was my Rapids.
That was same for me
pageant.
too, because it was
So
only
like,
one.
I don't know.
So for both of us, like 4.5 years. But during that time, it's like you're working towards something constantly. Either you're working on getting a new title, or you're developing your platform, or working on talent, or, you know, just working towards something that's a really big goal of yours. And now that it's done, it's like you said, like you're trying to redefine yourself and find out who you are, and find new goals and new ambitions and new things to feel passionate about, I guess.
Right, because I think even too, like with your first pageant ever, like I look back and I totally did not try at all for that.
Oh.
Like I, like went on stage and did what I had to do, but I had really no idea
Oh, no.
what I was doing. So like then like when I came back, then I would say like I really started competing because I actually wanted it. Not that I did one my first time, but you don't really know what it is until you get into it.
And until you've saddled up a few times.
Yes.
Ride that pageant pony.
I'm the pageant pony.
Oh my gosh.
So next topic, we got a question.
Yeah, we
So
did.
we did we put it on our Instagram. Go follow our Instagram at Crown and Dangerous. What you wanted to hear from us, because we wanted to talk about life after the crown.
Mm-hmm.
And we got this right in question.
Yeah. So we don't talk about relationships and dating very much in this podcast because it's a wild ride over here.
It is.
But we got a question that said, if you were in the talking stage before dating, how do you know when to start dating? I just love this question.
This is funny because I don't date anyone because oh God.
Tell it.
Well, I'm picky, first of all. Second,
I think it's okay to be picky.
Yeah, and I'm just not a commitment person. And when I say that, I don't mean the opposite of that.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
We're just going to leave that out there.
Promiscuous?
Yes.
No.
Not promiscuous. I just really will not commit to someone unless I'm 100% sure. Like I have to be let them meet my dad, and then I will commit to them, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm just very picky. So I would say in talking stage before dating, when you're hanging out, when you both mutually agree that you like each other.
You're like, okay, this sounds good.
And you want to date this person. You think that they have good values. There's no red flags. Yeah. When you can be really yourself and open and honest with them, have a conversation with them. I've had so many friends text me and be like, I really like him. Why hasn't he asked me to be his girlfriend? Or we haven't had that talk. And I'm like, well, just be super upfront.
Bring it up.
And I've always been someone, I think, to play, not really hard to get, but just kind of wait for them to always pursue me. Mm-hmm. But then I had this very weird revelation, I'd say around September last year, right before I gave up my Oktoberfest title. Yeah. I'm sure I told you about this.
I think so.
And I just went through this phase, and I kind of still sort of in it. But it's I really think that life is really this is going to sound really deep, so just stay with me.
I love this part. We're going to quote this.
Honestly, I think life is way too short to not tell people exactly how you feel about them.
Exactly.
And that can range from, calling a guy and being laying it all out on the line for you.
Yeah.
I did that. Okay. Or it can range from someone's being mean, just yell at them and be like, I can't just stand up for yourself, you know? But I just always go back to what if I died tomorrow? Yeah. What would I want people to know that how I felt. I felt. And I think that's so important. And honestly, you should get it out of the way now, because if you still like this person 6 months from now and you're still not dating, then you have the conversation, then you're 6 months more feelings that can be hurt.
Right. Yeah. And that's hard too, because you don't know. I mean, it's tricky too, because you don't want to lead that person on as well. And I feel like if you're not clear about your feelings or intentions or whatever right up front, then that can hurt you in the end.
Right.
100%. So be just straight up. If you really like this person, if you want to date them, then you just have to bring it up.
I think so too. And the thing is, like, friends that have said this to me, they're like, well, I'm afraid he'll get scared off if I
then
like
he's not the guy
ask
for
if
you.
We're dating. I know. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think too, it'd be interesting to know the age of this person who asked.
Yeah.
We don't know, but I would just say, just be upfront, be honest.
Yeah.
I think, you
don't have to wait for him to make the first move by any means.
And I think that's a stereotypical thing, like you would think. And I think it's fine for some instances, but there's nothing better than a strong, confident, powerful woman who knows what she wants.
Yeah. Actually, this is really weird because
this is very therapeutic for me right now.
I love this.
So thank you, whoever asked this.
Oh my God. I don't know if I told you this yet, but
oh no. She's going to break it to me when we're live.
No.
Okay.
So I was out and about. Where's my wine? Meanwhile, I was drinking tea because I'm getting sick. I feel it. So I was out and about this weekend with one of my friends who was visiting, and we were at this bar just having a good time, like dancing, music. It's just a great time. And there was a guy who approached me and straight up told me, he was like, "You're kind of intimidating." Did I tell you this?
No.
Okay. Yeah. This guy, another one was like, "What grade do you teach?" And I'm like, "I'm not a teacher."
I could see you kind of look like a teacher. Like a cute little, a cute little, in your glasses too. Like little trendy gold glasses.
Trendy gold glasses. I'll take that as a compliment.
It is. I swear.
Yeah.
But you're an old hag, Jessica. That's what I'm trying to tell
crusty.
You.
No, but yeah. So, one guy asked me if I was a teacher. That was weird. But then, this other guy was like, "You seem kind of intimidating." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "You just seem so confident." So
basically Jessica's trying to gas herself up and fish for compliments, everyone.
Help. Please.
Dude, I wish you could see my face. I'm going to put my hand in my chin and I'm just staring at her
rolling her eyes.
This guy told me I was so confident. Okay, great.
Okay,
next topic.
But no, I don't think it's a bad thing for a guy to be maybe a little bit intimidated by you.
I think that's the difference between a boy and a man. I think boys don't want girls to speak for themselves and say what they want. And I think a man is impressed and
admires,
attracted and admires
confidence.
A confidence in a woman.
Yeah.
We dig it.
Dig. Hardcore dig.
Yeah. If you need more clarification on that question, DM us again. We'll talk about it next episode.
Oh, I love talking about relationships.
I know.
Well, yuck. That's also how I feel about it. It's gross.
We got some random ones.
Oh my God. Some of the topics that people sent us that they wanted us to talk about were just so funny.
The government shutdown. How do we feel about it? I think we both agree that it shouldn't be shut down.
It shouldn't be shut down. There's people who are not getting an income. Yeah, not getting paid.
Okay, I saw this article. I was telling Jessica about it. Let us know if it's true. I saw an article that TSA agents were not doing their job and that people were bringing knives on planes and stuff like that.
I shouldn't be laughing. That's really terrible.
But it's just because they're so much more relaxed now that they're not getting paid. And I'm like,
yikes.
Is that true? I can't.
I wonder.
I don't think I could live with myself if that was me.
No.
A TSA agent seeing a knife through the screen being
it's okay. We'll let it go this time.
Let it go. Stick it to the man.
Oh my God, what a disaster.
Otherwise, we got asked about our thoughts on Bird Box. I saw
Bird Box.
I really didn't like it. I'm not going to watch it again. I wanted to know what the spirit evil thing was. They didn't tell you.
I know, and we never saw it. And that kind of made me mad because I needed closure at the end.
And the whole movie, I was watching it with friends, and Jessica's looking at me. And and the whole movie, I was predicting what was going to happen within the next 10 minutes, and I predicted it probably 6 times.
Yeah.
What was going to happen next, and I hate when I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love it. I watched it with my sisters, and I don't know. I like Sandra Bullock as an actress. I think she's great. But this was, I don't know. It was, I think part of me liked it because it was all psychological and kind of creepy. And it was addressing a situation that's not that I I don't know.
And
situations that people should talk about, but
and it's about like taking one of your senses away. I think Hush was way better.
Oh yeah,
I think
if you watched Bird Box, I think you should also watch Hush. If you haven't seen Hush.
Watch Hush.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
we're not sponsored.
Nope, we wish.
Sponsor us.
Next question.
Let's see.
How to handle or talk about your budget with your first big girl job and apartment.
I don't budget.
No, I was just gonna say I purposely don't look at my bank account because I'm kind of scared.
Yeah,
I just never look.
I haven't looked at mine since like Christmas.
Yeah, me too. But that's avoidance, and I just don't like. It makes me nervous looking at it.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of too early for us to really give ideas on that because we've only been working a little bit. We only had our apartment for 2 months.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like don't
tricky.
Throw money out the window. I feel like I'll budget more soon. That's one of my resolutions.
Yeah.
But
I think what about like right before we moved? Like, were you like saving or anything like that?
I was working for my dad back home, and but like I also had a $600 tollway fee to pay because I apparently didn't pay my tolls, which was like $20, and because I didn't pay $600, I'm still mad. I even cried. I cried on the phone, hoping the guy would like understand and like just make me pay the original amount, and he wouldn't. I was so angry.
$600 to the state of Illinois.
I'm still sick about it, so I don't want to think about it.
Okay, we won't talk about it.
I don't like Illinois.
Okay, well, not many of us
that was
do.
bad. So yeah, I was, but I also was like traveling a ton for Oktoberfest and like driving to La Crosse all the time. Because I didn't live there, I was like eating out. So, it is. So I think now I'm a lot better.
Yeah.
But I'm still working on it.
Me too. I mean, when I knew for a while that I wanted to move, like right when I got my job in August, early September, late August. And since then for like 3 months before we moved here, I was commuting from home like 40 minutes each way. And I knew that I was like, I should really save because I'd love to be able to move and have a place and all this. So I was trying, but at the same time, it's hard because I was like, well, shoot, I need to pay back my student loans pretty soon. Like I need to pay for gas to get to work. Like it's hard to save, I think, at first, especially right out of college. And I feel like there's kind of this pressure that you need to like start saving right away and like doing the 401k thing and all this. And I don't know, it's hard.
Being a girl is hard too because it's like you want to buy cute work clothes or like makeup. Like,
oh my God.
I just bought a makeup palette today.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh no.
But too, I think a lot of it is make sure first and foremost you can pay your rent each month.
Oh,
like I never spend more than you're never going to get back.
No, and I think that's an important thing about apartment hunting too. Like, well, we apartment hunted for one day.
Yeah,
but I mean, we were kind of weighing our
everyone can get
options.
stuff done like we can.
No,
but
the hustle is hard. The hustle is real. So when we were looking, like obviously you need to make sure that you're able to pay your rent each month depending on your income. Like you don't want all of your monthly income to straight up just go to rent because then you will be living on the streets.
I would also say look online because there's a lot of helpful articles that I read about how much you should be spending on rent each month, like
based on
food,
your income.
All of these things. So I would say look into that. Make sure you can pay your rent each month. Whenever it's due. I think that's the most important.
Yeah.
And just even like clothing wise, like I said, for me, it's hard because I love shopping.
Right.
And I love fashion. So like every day I'd say I online shop, not like I buy everything every day, but like I always look around and everything. So find deals. Amazon's great.
Yeah.
And like look at priorities too. Like, is it more important to you to say like, have a bigger apartment but be farther away or like a smaller apartment but downtown?
Right.
Would you say it's more important for you to decorate your room or would you say it's more important for you to be able to get drinks every night with coworkers?
Right.
So it's really that balancing act. Find a budget thing online, write it out, plan it out, and you will be fine.
Do the math. Yeah. Just know what you're getting yourself into before you jump in, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know. Can we speak on that though? We moved in a week.
But, you know.
But we did planning beforehand.
We did planning before and we talked about it, but we also knew what we wanted.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Completely.
So,
let's wrap up. Oh my God, look at us go.
I know, I'm so proud of us. Let's wrap up. Okay, let's do our What Would You Rather.
Okay. Crown and Dangerous edition. Would you rather have a 60-minute interview or a 15-minute talent? Ooh.
I really don't know. Like,
this is hard for me.
I think I don't know how I thought of this one.
I like this.
I don't know like where it came up because like now I was trying to think back to 2 weeks ago and I'm like, what was my answer? Because I'm sure I already had an answer back then, but now I don't really know. For the minute interview, do you get to sit down during it? Do you have to stand? For the talent,
standing for an hour while you're talking. Oh,
right. Do you have breaks during the talent?
Or do you have to straight up just dance or sing for 15 minutes?
I mean, you have to pick multiple songs for the talent. If I was a dancer, I think it'd be really fun to do like a tap, ballet, point, whatever, fusion.
A good medley.
I think I would choose that because then I could showcase all of the things I wanted. But at the same time, I don't want to sit through a pageant and watch 20 contestants do 15-minute talents. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, and plus you win pageants and interviews. So
that's true.
But it's 60 minutes. How much do they remember from the beginning of that? Exactly. What if you are great for the first 50 minutes and then the last 10 you just suck, you know?
Your throat's all scratchy.
Right.
Your makeup's running down your face.
Exactly. So I don't honestly, I'm stumped. How about we'll put this on the poll?
Yeah.
You look at it, you let us know, comment on it, because I really don't know right now. Do you know?
I know that I would not want to do a 15-minute talent because I can barely get through a minute and a half.
Okay, Jessica picks the interview.
I pick interview. I love interview, and also talent is not my strongest.
I'm really going to take until the next episode to think about this one. Okay. We'll put it on the poll. But also
Maddie's a solid crown cringe for
I
us.
have a solid crown cringe. So this is from yours truly.
So lay it on them.
So I have this thing. So since I lived in La Crosse has really bad water. And I color my hair. I'm naturally a dark brown, kind of girl, but I color my hair blonde. Thank you to my pageant directors for that.
Katie.
Yeah.
Because Katie turned me blonde too.
Yes. And now I will never go back.
Nope.
And do you think you'll ever go back?
I don't know. See, because I blended.
I like your yeah.
I blended my roots last time because I wanted to be a little bit darker. Mm-hmm. Maddie's stroking my ponytail right now.
It's really soft.
Feels really nice.
Really? Do you like this?
Yeah. We're just like sitting here on our living room floor in silence, and Maddie's just stroking my hair.
But yeah, Jessica's getting a little bit more brunette, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, I
used to be really blonde.
I used to be very blonde, but then when I cut my hair off,
she cut off the blonde.
Oh, I regret it. But then I knew that I didn't want to keep doing highlights in the winter, so I just blended out my highlights and my roots for the cold season, and then once it hits 55 degrees, I'm about to brighten this up again. See, and I'm a diehard blonde. I've so good. Since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be blonde. My mom would never let me. And I remember when I told her, my directors want me to be blonde, she was like, no. Oh, no. And I was really upset. So then we started doing I'm putting parentheses, highlights or quotation marks, highlights. And then I just told my hairdresser when I went to La Crosse, it's we're going blonde. Do it all. Full head of highlights.
I cannot go back to brown.
Nope.
But I am also, too, it's funny we said this in that interview we just did. I'm someone who I don't think I look good brunette because it really washes me out because I'm pale. But I also like wearing foundation 3 shades darker than my skin tone. Yep. Jessica and I have a very similar skin tone. We're pretty much the same exact skin color. Mm-hmm. But I always go darker and Jessica always goes lighter. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But anyways, the crown cringe becomes from La Crosse having bad water. So I would only wash my hair once a week.
Oh, I admire you so much for
because my hair to color it is honestly between $250 to $300.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's really bad. And so when you have that, you don't want your hair color to get really bad from the La Crosse water because then you have to color your hair more often. It's lots of money, especially when you're in college. So Especially this year at Oktoberfest, when you're outside in the wind and the cold and the rain, sleeping, whatever you're doing, your hair is going to get grosser faster. Mm-hmm. And there was one night for Oktoberfest that my hair just looked bad. It was greasy. It just was piecey. It wasn't looking good. So I was with my friend Zoe, who is a former Miss Lacrosse, and Krista, who's also a former Miss Lacrosse. And Krista bought this wig from Teresa Scanlan, who is Miss America 2011.
Yes.
And she found her online, bought Miss America's wig. Okay. And it's blonde. And Krista bought it and it just didn't, she claims that it's not the right blonde for her skin tone. Mm-hmm. So she never really wore it, but she was like, yeah, you can wear it. And my hair was so greasy. So I'm like, okay, great. And I was wearing a grenadier hat on top of it, so you couldn't tell. So I have pictures of me taking pictures with all these people all wearing this wig.
I need to see these.
Yeah, I think they're on Facebook. I have some with Zoe too. And the whole night I was just wearing this blonde wig. I went to the bars later with friends from home in this wig. No one noticed it. No one said anything. But I was like, my hair is so greasy that I have to wear this wig. It was hilarious.
I think that's so funny, though. Teresa Scanlan, you go, girl.
Miss America's wig. What the heck?
She wore wigs a lot, though, I think.
She did, because I think she's mixed, and I think she didn't like the texture of her hair, didn't curl or didn't work, whatever. So she always wore wigs. So thank you, Krista, for letting me wear Miss America's wig. I appreciate it.
That's insane.
I still really only try to wash my hair once a week.
Yeah.
And it's a struggle, but you train your hair.
You're doing great, though.
Thanks, pal.
It always looks good.
Thanks, pageant pal.
You're welcome. So let's wrap up. Be sure to follow Public House Media and Crowned and Dangerous on Instagram and like us on Facebook. You can find this week's Would You Rather on there too, so you can go ahead and weigh in and let us know what you think. Subscribe, rate, review the show wherever you're listening. That Maddie's stroking my hair again. You can listen on Spotify. You can listen. What did you say?
I pulled her ponytail and said Hong Kong.
Oh my God.
Choo choo.
I feel like my grandma used to do that.
All right.
Okay, so where was I? Subscribe, rate, review. Yeah. So listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all that jazz, and let us know what you think. Rate us 5 stars per usual. Comment, email. You know the drill. Yeah. We love to hear from you.
Slide in. Let us know if you want to hear more fun advice from us, especially relationships. I know we did an episode on pageant relationships, but maybe we'll go more into
a little
that
more in depth
next time. If you want to hear Jessica, fish for compliments and be like, guys find me so confident,
hair flip.
No, exactly. If you want to listen to me stroke Jessica's ponytail again,
I find comfort in this.
Listen up, because we will be back on February 7th for a brand new episode. That is 2 weeks before my birthday. Just throwing that out there, my golden birthday.
We can sing happy birthday.
I know. I get so.
Yep, we will.
No, I get cringed. I get cringed when people sing you happy birthday. You just stare back at them,
and you're like,
"What do you do?" Thanks everyone for singing off key.
Well, the thing is too with happy birthday, it's you can't sing happy birthday to yourself. We can.
My sister used to in home videos. You see her singing it to herself. And I know she's listening to this.
We love a confident woman, though.
Yeah. Mike begs to be on the podcast all the time.
Let's have her
on.
Okay.
But anyways, this has been
longest outro.
This has been Maddie and Jess reminding you to always wear your invisible crown. Keep it real. And if you do not know what to say, also our Squadcast promo code, World Peace.
Bye.